to assemble devotees. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Five, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faceless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to the next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanur Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvindaksha Das from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksha Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Are you on Govardhan Parikrama, Prabhuji? Vrindavan Parikrama?
No, Mataji, yeah, I'm in Gujarat. Tomorrow I'm going to Vrindavan. I'm going to stay until the end of the Kartik. Then I go to Puri for 4 days. Then I go to Mayapur for 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
For us. Please pray for all of us, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. I'm leaving tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shyama Guri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shamagauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. And all glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna. We will not have Parikrama today. We will have Ekadashi reading. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Happy Ekadasi, Mataji.
Yeah,
Hari Bol.
happy Ekadashi.
Yeah, these 2 days, I really don't like these 2 days. I want to celebrate with everyone. Yesterday we celebrated, of course, everybody in India and other parts are celebrating today. Happy.
Yes, happy Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and Gauranga, all glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj's. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Happy Ekadasi to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Happy Ekadasi, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashtangal devotee, and happy Ekadasi to everyone. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Happy Ekadasi to you. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji and all the devotees. My humble obeisances to all of you. I'm Sudhakar joining from Saudi Arabia, and happy Ekadasi to all of you.
Hare Krishna, Sudhakar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining, and all glories to your wonderful services to the group. Welcome to the call. Happy Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Pratidasi from Charlotte, and happy Ekadasi to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Was missing you in the beginning, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and always announcing your name first, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devidasi from Lanka.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation, and all glories to your wonderful services to the group. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Please accept my humble obeisances to you all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for all the facilitators who's doing such an amazing job. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Janava Devi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation and asking wonderful questions. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Vraja Bihari, Prabhuji. I'll start the recording here. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining this early morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, 12th chapter, 1 through 4 verses. Prabhuji, I see you on the call. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, can we read introduction, Mataji, because Prabhuji is joining after a long time.
Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu, are you ready with the introduction?
Yes, Mataji, okay. I can.
Okay, please go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Hare Krishna devotees. Actually, I'm honored to speak about a great soul, His Grace, Raj Bihari Das Prabhuji. Raj Bihari Das Prabhuji is also known as actually Udupi Venugopala Acharya Prabhuji, and he is a highly respectable spiritual teacher, author, and full-time monk at the Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir, ISKCON Chapati, where he has been serving for more than 25 years. Prabhuji exemplifies the rare blend of the deep spiritual knowledge and practical emotional wisdom. His life is a testament to show spiritual practice can transform not just the soul, but also the heart and the mind. Through his teachings, thousands have found clarity, peace, and the purpose. Prabhuji holds a master's degree in monetary policy and international finance, as well as a major degree in the economics. Prabhuji has published more than 1,000 articles on his website, yogaformodernage.com. He continues to guide and inspire people across the borders through his social media presence. Prabhuji authored about 5 books. His recent release, Lessons from the Road, shares insight from his deep study of the Vedic scriptures like the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji is also a seasoned international speaker, having traveled and spoken in the USA, Australia, UK, Germany, Russia, and other parts of Europe and the Middle East. His lucid and cheerful talks harmonize wisdom from the Vedic era to enhance their modern lives. His words don't just inform, but they transform. His presence doesn't just comfort, but it uplifts. And his life doesn't just preach, it practices. Thank you, Mataji, with a small introduction.
Hare Krishna, Sudhakar Prabhuji, thank you so much for reading that introduction. Hare Krishna, Vraj Bihari Prabhuji, once again, welcome to the call, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your association on this month of Kartik and for Srimad Bhagavatam class. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji and Sudhakar Prabhu, for welcoming me to this beautiful Bhakti Sangha group. I'm honored to be here. And today I've been given the service of speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 12, verse number 1 to 4, right? 1 to 4.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतिरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणात् त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम्। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you. So this is beautiful chapter. This is Mohini Murthy's chapter. How Mohini Murthy has bewildered Lord Shiva. So this is, so I will chant these verses. Shri Badarayani Ruvacha Vrishadvajo Nishamyedam Yoshid Rupena Danavan Mohitva Suraganan Hari Somam Apayayat वृषमारुह्य गिरिशः सर्वभूतागणैर्वृतः सह देव्याययो द्रष्टुं यत्रास्ते Madhusudana. The Sukadev Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari in the form of a woman captivated the demons and enabled the demigods to drink the nectar. After hearing of these pastimes, Lord Shiva, who is carried by a bull, went to the place where Madhusudana, the Lord, resides. Accompanied by his wife Uma and surrounded by his companion the ghost, Lord Shiva went there to see the Lord's form as a woman. Text 3. Sabhajito Bhagavata Sadaram Sumaya Bhavah Supavishtha Uvachedam Prati Puja Smayan Harim. The Supreme Personality of Godhead welcomed Lord Shiva and Uma with great respect, and after being seated comfortably, Lord Shiva duly worshipped the Lord and smilingly spoke as follows. Text 4. Shri Mahadeva Uvacha Devadeva Jagadvyapin Jagadisha Jaganmaya Sarveshamapi Bhavanam Tvamatma Heturishvara. Lord Mahadeva said, O chief demigod among the demigods, O all-pervading Lord, Master of the universe, by your energy you are transformed into the creation. You are the root and efficient cause of everything. You are not material. Indeed, you are the super soul or supreme living force of everything. Therefore, you are Parameshwara, the supreme controller of all controllers. Purport, by His divine grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, resides within the material world as a Sattva Guna avatar. Lord Shiva is the Tamoguna avatar and Lord Brahma is the Rajoguna avatar. But although Lord Vishnu is among them, he is not in the same category. Lord Vishnu is Deva Deva, the chief of all the demigods. Since Lord Shiva is in this material world, the energy of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, includes Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu is therefore called Jagat Vyapi, the all-pervading Lord. Lord Shiva is sometimes called Maheshwara. And so people think that Lord Shiva is everything. But here, Lord Shiva addresses Lord Vishnu as Jagadisha, the master of the universe. Lord Shiva is sometimes called Vishweshwara, but here he addresses Lord Vishnu as Jaganmaya, indicating that even Vishweshwara is under Lord Vishnu's control. Lord Vishnu is the master of the spiritual world, yet he controls the material world also, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are also sometimes called Ishvara, but the supreme Ishvara is Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna 5.1. The Supreme Lord is Krishna, Lord Vishnu. Everything in existence works in proper order because of Lord Vishnu. Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham, Brahma Samhita 5.35. Even Paramanu, the small atoms, work because of Lord Vishnu's presence within them. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is a beautiful chapter. Once again, thank you, Shama Gauri Mataji, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Sudhakar Prabhu, and all the other devotees. Although I would have deeply appreciated if your videos were on, but I understand due to different reasons you can't keep your video on. But yes, coming together every day to hear Srimad Bhagavatam is a beautiful service. Generally, we are living in a world where we are looking for immediate, quick fix solutions. We want a magic pill. We are sad, we take a pill, and we become happy. That is what we are looking for. But Prabhupada gave us Krishna consciousness as a culture, not as a quick fix solution for our problems. Culture means a practice which is executed every day. The way we live, the way we talk, our dealings, it's all part of a culture. So Krishna consciousness is not simply dry philosophy. It is culture. Philosophy is there, but it is a culture, it is a practice, it is a lifestyle. And one integral part of Krishna conscious lifestyle is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam every day, which all of you are beautifully doing. And my sincere gratitude to all of you for this practice. Because coming together in the morning and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam nourishes the soul. And then at the right time, Krishna guides us and helps us navigate through the challenges of our day-to-day worldly dealings. So Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, the culture of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is more important than hearing one day, once in a while, just for getting some answer to our problems. We will never get solutions to our problems if we just pick up one fine day and then want Krishna to solve my problems. No. When we have a culture of hearing, when we are every day hearing Srimad Bhagavatam systematically, regularly, then Krishna in the heart, Shrinvata Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastoi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhursatam. Krishna, seeing our sincerity, purifies our heart and helps us understand our true purpose in life and helps us go through this journey of material world with grace, with dignity, with remembrance of Krishna. Therefore, my sincere gratitude to all of you once again. Thank you. Now, I want to spend some time on this verse, this chapter. This is a chapter where Mohini Murti's pastime is there. This is intense, And today, the verse number 4 purport, Lord Shiva is declared that Vishnu, Lord Vishnu is the supreme. He is Jagat Vyapi. He is the all-pervading Lord. So there are two words here, Jagat Vyapi, and is also known as he also called as Jagat Vyapi, and one more word is used. Wait. Jagadisha. Lord Vishnu is called as Jagat Vyapi, all pervading Lord. Is also called as Jagat Isha, the master of the universe. And Prabhupada writes in the last sentence that even Paramanu, the small atoms, work because Lord Vishnu is present inside them. So, in this world, in this creation, Krishna is present everywhere. Unfortunately, we as devotees, we do not appreciate Krishna everywhere. We only see Krishna in the deity form or in the holy name. And we think that Krishna is restricted to my bead bag. And we condemn or we overlook Krishna's existence as Brahman and as Paramatma. And therefore, we are always living in duality. We always keep fighting. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshat syat ईशादपेतस्य विपर्ययो स्मृति तन्मायाता बुधा abhajetam bhakteika esha gurudevatatma. Bhayam, our insecurity and fearful life is happening because of duality, friend, enemy, heat, cold, rich, poor, happy, sad. So we go through this duality, these emotions, because Ishad Apetasya. We are unable to see oneness in the world. We are only seeing duality. We are only seeing ourselves as different from the Lord. We are not simply different from the Lord. We are also one with the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. We are Bheda. We are different from the Lord, but we are also Abheda. We are non-different from the Lord. When we focus only on Bheda, like we do in ISKCON generally, we only focus on how we are different from the Lord, then we'll end up living in fear because this difference from the Lord creates duality. We become different from the Lord, dual. We have to also understand we are one. Qualitatively, we are one. But we generally focus on the quantitative difference, which is good, which is a truth. But we are also qualitatively one. Aham Brahmasmi. I am pure spirit soul. I am also Satchidananda. I, the spirit soul, is pure. And quantitatively, I am Anu. The Lord is Vibhu. I am infinitesimal. The Lord is infinite. But we can't forget this identity of being one with the Lord. When we experience that oneness, when we connect with that oneness, we become peaceful. Then we don't live in this fear. And we see the Lord. We are able to then see the Lord in, as Prabhupada is writing here, the Lord is, even in the small atoms, the Lord is present. We are able to see Lord in our dealings with other devotees. It's very ironical. We are supposed to be Vaishnavas, but we become, Srila Prabhupada says in many lectures, that we become Sabhakta Prakrita Smrita. Prabhupada quotes this verse from the 11th canto, saying that we become very shallow devotees, Prakrita, because we are always seeing duality. We always see other devotees as friend or enemy. It's ironical. Everybody, Krishna is even in the atom, but we can't see Krishna in the other devotees. So, a Vaishnava who is following the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, ISKCON tradition, he sees himself and everyone as non-different from God and also different from God. Both realities have to be appreciated. So, like for example, you see, the Chandogya Upanishad explains this very beautifully, the oneness. So there was this young boy, Shwetaketu. He was sent to the Gurukul by his father, Uddalaka Aruni. And after studying for 12 years in the Gurukul, this boy comes back home. And then he says, Father, I've learned everything that needs to be learned. I have become expert in all the subject knowledge, all the knowledge. So Uddalaka Aruni becomes very sad. This is the 6th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. Very, very famous chapter, very famous pastime in the Upanishads. But the father becomes very disappointed with his son. Not because, his son has not studied. Son has studied very well for 12 years, but he becomes disappointed because he sees that his son is very proud. Because he's claiming, I have all the knowledge. I have learned everything. I know everything that needs to be known. So the father probes the son. Father says, oh, my dear son, you know everything. But do you know that one thing, which if you know, then you can know everything? Have you learned about that one thing, which if you see, then you can see everything? But the son immediately realizes that he doesn't know this. So he starts saying, no, father, I don't know this. I'm completely humbled. I'm sorry, I don't know this. Please educate me. Please enlighten me. And then he falls at the feet of his father and says, please guide me. And he becomes humble. And then the father reveals to him that there is one thing. If you know that, then you will know everything. What is that one thing? So his father says, so he says, get me. So his father calls him, asks him to get a pot, the earthen pot. It's made of earth. Mitti ka wo pot rehta hai na, that pot. So he says, clay pot, yeah. So then he tells him, okay, get me clay vessels. There are different vessels, different sizes, different shapes. He also gets some different objects made of clay. So his father asks him, what is this made of? The son says, it's made of clay. What is this lota, glass made of? Clay. Clay. Everything is made of clay. So father says, if you know clay, then you know all these objects. Similarly, if you know that one reality, then you know everything of this world. And that reality is you only. Tattvam Asi. What we say in ISKCON, Satchid Ananda. We are eternal, pure spirit soul. So his son says, wow, I never thought like that. Then the father gets him iron objects, hammer, chisel, different objects of iron. And he asks him, what is this made of? Iron. What is this made of? Iron. Everything is made of iron. So then he says, if you know iron, then you know everything made of iron. If you know gold, then you know gold bracelet, gold armlet, gold ring. Everything made of gold you will know if you know the gold. Similarly, if you know Brahman, which is you only, Tattvam Asi, you are also that. This Tattvam Asi is a very famous phrase. The impersonalists use it all the time. And we never use it. They are in one extreme and we are in the other extreme. So we may criticize Mayavadis, but we are also other extreme, you know. So unfortunately, we also become, so Mayavadis, because they keep saying we are one with God, and they never see the difference that they are servant. So because of that oneness, they don't have any rasa, they don't have any sweetness of a loving relationship with Krishna. They don't feel that sweetness of being a servant of Krishna. They keep thinking I'm one, and that is intoxicating. And you know, they are living in, that is, as Prabhupada says, the last snare of Maya. But what happens to us? We keep saying I'm different from God so much that we live in fear because we become different. We live in duality. So the Upanishad is teaching us that we are one with God. Aham Brahmasmi, that is our identity. Our identity is we are Aham Brahmasmi. I am pure spirit soul. I am that Tattvam Asi. That is my identity. But what is my position? My position is Gopir Bhartor Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Dasanudas. Tadbhritya Bhritya Paricharaka Bhritya Bhritya Bhrittaschamam Itismam Smaralokanatha. I want to be servant of Krishna's devotees. So that is our position. At the same time, our identity is we are pure spirit soul. So therefore, I recommend devotees to hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures on these topics. The 1972 Nectar of Devotion lectures Prabhupada gave in Vrindavan. This is from October 17 onwards, but I'm specifically referring to November 1 and November 2 lectures, where Prabhupada explains that we have to become free from all the upadhis, all this identity that I am handsome, I am man, I am woman, I am Marwadi, I am American, I am Indian. No, we are pure spirit soul. Unless we are established in our identity as spirit soul, we cannot practice bhakti. We'll remain prakrita bhakta. We'll become shallow. We'll remain shallow. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada would often quote this verse, Sarvapadi vinir muktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. We have to become sarva upadi vinir muktam. We have to become free from all the upadis, all the designations which we have imposed upon ourselves. And then when we situate ourselves in our identity as a pure spirit soul, then when we render loving devotional service as a servant, we experience the joy of bhakti. So this is what is mentioned. So anyway, I'm coming back to the Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad story. Now, Chandogya Upanishads have a different language. They are cryptic. They make you think. They probe you. So Uddala Karuni is educating his son Shvetaketu. So then after saying all this, the son says, I understand, father, but I still can't see that what is that one thing which if I know, I can know everything. Yes, if I know iron, I know everything made of iron. Fine. I know clay, I know everything made of clay. I know gold, then I'll know everything made of gold. But what is this universe made of? What is that thing? I want to see that. then the father says, the father tells him, very interesting example he gives him. He tells him, get me a banyan. He says, it's a huge banyan tree. So he says, get me a fruit from the banyan tree. He gets a fruit. And the father says, break the fruit. What is there inside? Many seeds are there. The father says, one seed he takes. Then he says, break this seed. So he breaks the seed. Then father says, what is there inside this seed? The son says, nothing. Father says, are you sure there is nothing? He says, yes, nothing. Nothing is inside the seed, which is so tiny. The seed is so tiny. And inside that tiny seed, there is nothing. So the father says, my dear son, there is nothing inside this tiny seed. And can you imagine, from this tiny seed, a giant banyan tree comes up. That means what you are saying, nothing, that nothing is so powerful inside this tiny seed by which a huge giant banyan tree has come. That means there is something. We are not able to see it. That's a different story. But there is something. When you say nothing inside that seed, there is something because of which this seed becomes a huge tree. What is that something? That is Tattvamasi. You are that. You are of the same quality as that. You are pure spirit soul. That's how the father educates the son. The same thing Prabhupada is writing here. Even Paramanu, in today's purport, Prabhupada says, the small atoms work because Lord Vishnu is present within them. So what Uddalaka Aruni is teaching Shvetaketu in Chandogya Upanishad, Srila Prabhupada is teaching in Srimad Bhagavatam 8th Canto, 12th chapter, verse number 4 purport. That something is Vishnu. That unseen energy is Vishnu, Lord, Krishna. So that's how the Lord is all pervading. The son understands, but the son wants to say that, okay, Father, but I cannot see this reality with my blunt material senses. So I want to know more. But then the father gives a beautiful example. He says, get me salt, my dear son. So the son gets salt. So the father says, now, so there is one big pot of water. So father says, put the salt in the water. So the son puts the salt in the water. Then father says, now this is evening time. We'll go back home. We'll sleep. Tomorrow morning we'll come again. So morning again the sun comes. The father says, now what happens by this time in the night? The salt gets dissolved in that water pot. So now the father says, okay, son, taste the water from the top. So he tastes the water. How is it? Very salty. Okay, now take water from the middle of the pot. He takes from the middle of the pot. It is salty. Then the father says, take water from the bottom of the pot. He takes bottom. That is also salty. Everywhere it is salty. Father says, can you see the salt? He says, no, I cannot see the salt. But can you experience saltiness everywhere in the water? The son says, yes. The father says, similarly, Lord Vishnu, the supreme truth, Brahman, is everywhere in this creation. You cannot see him, but you can experience him, just like you can experience saltiness in water, although you cannot see the salt. So spiritual person is one who by his mindfulness, by his Sakshi Bhava practices, is able to experience Krishna in day-to-day dealings. He is able to experience Krishna while taking prasadam. Like, while in the morning after Shringar Darshan, the Pujari gives us Maha flowers. Today I got Champa flower, yellow flower. That fragrance is Krishna. Rasoam apshu kaunteya prabhashmi shashi suryayo. The 7th chapter of the Gita, Krishna explains very beautifully that he is the taste of water. Srila Prabhupada writes in Kunti Maharani section, that there are some drunkards. He is inviting the drunkards to come to Hare Krishna movement. So Srila Prabhupada says, if you are addicted to wine, when you are drinking wine, he says the taste of that wine is Krishna. Now you may say, wow, very good. Prabhupada is saying, I've got very good idea now. This is not to encourage us to drink wine. Somebody who's addicted to wine, for him, Prabhupada is telling him to see Krishna. This does not mean we should go and drink wine. So like that, Krishna is all pervading. Srila Prabhupada is saying that, there is one 1972 pastime. Prabhupada is in Vishakhapatnam with devotees. So Srila Prabhupada is telling the devotees, go and enjoy in the ocean, play in the ocean, beach, in the waves. So devotees go and they start enjoying in the water. So one devotee says, Srila Prabhupada, we should not, this is Maya. Oh, water, ocean is all Maya. And Prabhupada, imagine telling this to your guru. Imagine telling this to Prabhupada that it is Maya. Prabhupada is saying, go and enjoy in the ocean. And you are telling Prabhupada that this is Maya. Devotees were very simple. So Prabhupada scoffed at it. He said, no, this ocean waves is Krishna. The breeze that is flowing is Krishna. Everything is Krishna. How can you miss Krishna? Go and enjoy in the ocean water. So then the devotee again said, Prabhupada, but the concept of enjoying in the ocean, how can that be Krishna conscious, Prabhupada? Then again, Prabhupada scoffed at it. Prabhupada said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to enjoy in the ocean. And then Prabhupada also said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to play with the ball. Ball. Prabhupada said this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played with ball. He did not say cricket or football or tennis or basketball, but he said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played with ball. So then the devotees went and enjoyed in the ocean. The point I'm making is, we sometimes become Prakrita Bhakta, we become Kanishtadhikari. We only see Krishna in deity. We are not able to see Krishna in devotees, in nature. But we don't want to go to other extreme and see Krishna everywhere else and accept Krishna as Krishna in the deity. Krishna is existing in three aspects: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman is the impersonal aspect of Krishna, all-pervading. Paramatma is the localized aspect. And Bhagavan is Krishna, the supreme Satchidananda Vigraha. So we worship Bhagavan aspect. Bhagavan includes Brahman and Paramatma. But we cannot absolve ourselves of the responsibility of appreciating Krishna in Brahman and Paramatma. We cannot say, I will not appreciate Krishna in Brahman, Paramatma. No, only Bhagavan, only Bhagavan, only Bhagavan. Then we become foolish, stupid. We are like that person who never tasted gulab jamun. I'll tell you gulab jamun story. Gulab jamun can be realized in three levels: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan level. So somebody doesn't know what is gulab jamun. So three friends don't know what is gulab jamun. So one person says, come to my house. So the first person comes and he sees gulab jamun is being cooked. Have you smelled the fragrance of gulab jamun? So this first person smells the fragrance. He says, wow, what a fragrance. I have experienced gulab jamun. And he goes away. He says, I have experienced gulab jamun. And he goes up. That is like Brahman realization. Experiencing God in every nature, experiencing God everywhere, feeling God's presence in, Prabhupada says sunlight is sun only. Similarly, experiencing God's shine, experiencing God in nature, God everywhere, that is like smelling the fragrance or seeing gulab jamun. Second friend comes. He also smells the fragrance, but he enters the kitchen and he touches the gulab jamun and he sees that it is little warm and it is soft, brownish, blackish, soft, wow. And his lips and his tongue start salivating and he touches it and he says, I have experienced gulab jamun, and he goes away. That is second Paramatma realization of gulab jamun, which means there are some people who realize God in the heart as Paramatma. They meditate, they hear a voice in the heart and they feel connected to God. That is Paramatma realization. But when do you get the complete realization of gulab jamun? By smelling the fragrance and touching it, or by actually tasting it? When you take the gulab jamun and put it in the tongue, the third friend put the gulab jamun in the tongue. He tasted it. So when the third person experienced what the first person and the second person experienced, he saw the gulab jamun, he smelled the fragrance, he touched it also, and he ate it also. But the first person did not experience what the second and third person experienced. And the second person did not experience what the third person experienced. So similarly, Bhagavan realization is approaching the supreme absolute truth as Krishna, the most beautiful threefold bending form, who is playing his flute, who is inviting us to have a relationship with him. That is Krishna. So the third person experiences everything. Similarly, those who experience Bhagavan, they are already experiencing Brahman and Paramatma. Now, unfortunately, what happens with many of us, we think, I am experiencing Bhagavan, I am practicing Krishna consciousness, Krishna consciousness is highest, Bhagavan realization is highest, so I am also in highest position. No, I may be still lowest position. I am practicing the highest process, but I may not have realized Bhagavan. Because the proof is, if I'm tasting gulab jamun, I should experience the fragrance of gulab jamun and touching the gulab jamun also. That means if I'm experiencing Krishna as Bhagavan, then I should be able to see Krishna everywhere. I should be able to be happy. But you see, as devotee, I'm fighting with other devotees. I'm writing blasphemous things on internet. I'm criticizing devotees. I'm living in fear and insecurity. Every day I'm in anxiety and tension. If I'm living in duality, that means I'm not actually realizing Bhagavan. If I'm realizing Bhagavan, then I should be experiencing Brahman and Paramatma also. We are like that person who wants to only taste gulab jamun. He doesn't want to touch or see. So he comes to the house, holds his nose, and I don't want to smell gulab jamun because smelling is lower level. I don't want to touch gulab jamun. Touching is also lower level. I want to taste gulab jamun. So he comes to the house. If he presses his nose, he doesn't even touch the gulab jamun. He just comes, puts his mouth and tastes the gulab jamun. So he has experienced taste, but he has not experienced the completeness of the gulab jamun. He has not experienced the fragrance, the touch. So many of us devotees are like that. We are so much fanatic about Bhagavan is highest, Krishna, personal form is highest, that we criticize the impersonal aspect. We criticize the all-pervading aspect. And that's why we live in fear, anxiety, stress. In fact, it's interesting. Devotees suffer more than many non-devotees. Non-devotees, they suffer because we all suffer in material world. Devotees suffer like the non-devotee, and then they suffer from guilt also. I'm a devotee. How can I suffer? I'm a devotee. How can I be unhappy? So then the additional guilt devotees get. So we go very far away from Krishna, ironically, by claiming to be Krishna devotee. So therefore, this is a very important purport Prabhupada is writing. Even Paramanu, the small atoms work because Lord Vishnu is present within them. If Lord Vishnu is present in small Paramanu, is he not present in the heart of my temple president? Is he not present in the heart of my god brother, the other devotees, other Vaishnavas? Is he not present in the heart of my office colleagues? He is present everywhere. So we need to learn to see Krishna in all the aspects of our lives. It takes time, it takes practice, but that is the essence of this purport. I want to also briefly say about this chapter. This chapter is also very beautiful. This chapter is Moini Murti chapter. This is like the Lord expanding his energy and manifesting himself in the very beautiful and attractive form of Moini Murti. In fact, Lord Shiva gets so captivated that he gets completely bewildered. Of course, it's a Lord's pastime. It's the Lord's arrangement. And then this is, of course, a glorification of Lord Vishnu, but this is how powerful Lord's potency is. Moin.
Hare Krishna. I guess it is for everybody, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे Hare, I think Prabhuji is back. What was the last word we heard from Prabhuji, Sudhakar Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. I'm sorry I lost all of you because of some internet issues. Am I audible and visible now?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
I'm really sorry. You know, we have a lot of construction happening in the temple, so internet keeps going. So fortunately, I had a dongle, so now internet has come back.
It's okay, Prabhuji. We are
Thank you. So, yeah. Yeah. So I was saying this point about Mohini Murti. So Lord's illusory energy is extremely powerful. And if we are not careful, we will get burned by the energy of the opposite sex. Therefore, Bhagavatam appeals to us through these pastimes. In fact, we'll find this is the 8th canto. 9th canto, we will find many pastimes which highlight the dangers of lust. 9th canto, you will read 14th chapter and 18th chapter, Pururava's story. It's intense. And then 11th canto, 26th chapter, Pururava's story is there, where Pururava gets realizations about after his relationship with Urvashi. 9th canto also has the Ayati's pastime, which reveals the dangers of lust, how it can never be satisfied. And also the pastime of moon god is fighting with this guru, Brahaspati, because of being attached to Tara. And then the whole fighting with the demons and devatas, and finally his son Buddha. In fact, Buddha's son is Pururava. So that's also an intense pastime. So 9th canto is very sobering. It reminds us the dangers of lust. And now in the 8th canto, we are entering into this Mohini Murti pastime. And as we read this carefully, we will learn the dangers of the illusory energy of the Lord. And we will learn to be more sober, humble, and respectful to all devotees, and practice Krishna consciousness with humility. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I will pause here. If devotees have any questions or comments, we can discuss based on today's topic. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class.
Before you say anything, Sudhakar Prabhu, I like this comment by Sunil Prabhu. This is a very beautiful verse from the 3rd canto. Yascha muda tamaha loke yascha buddhe param gata dvaubo sukha medete klishyat antarito jana. That the fool and the pure devotee both are enjoying transcendental happiness, but the middle people, like all of us, we are suffering. Yes, thank you. Yes, Prabhu, Sudhakar Prabhu, you are saying something.
I think Sunil Prabhu has raised his hand. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead with the question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandatpanam. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Prabhuji, you mentioned how the devotees are suffering. I mentioned that comment like you quoted this shloka in your classes, Prabhu, previously. Sometimes I get a thought that I should become lowest of low, Prabhu. Because anyhow, I'm suffering in, not suffering, but seems like pure devotional services so elevated and suffering material pangs. So sometimes I get a thought that I should live Krishna consciousness, but that is not the solution. So what to do?
What will you do after leaving Krishna consciousness?
We'll come back again here only, Prabhu.
So then don't go only. Why waste that time?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhupada said one devotee said material life is so difficult, Prabhupada. The spiritual life is so difficult, Prabhupada. So much challenges. Prabhupada said, yes, spiritual life is very difficult, but material life is impossible.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please, if you have any other questions to the Prabhuji? Prabhuji, just my follow-up clarification on the Sunil Prabhuji's question, as you said. Yeah, sometimes we also feel like, we are going out of the bhakti path, or, we are detached. So I know, sir, we should do practice, and practice only makes our mind focus on the God. But it does not happen, Prabhuji, sometimes, even though sometimes you chant a good number of rounds, but you don't get that one. So in that situation, should we consider it for as an aparad, or is it we have to just accept it as a part of the bhakti process and then proceed? What I mean to say, should we feel bad about the situation, or uh, just go ahead like that? For example, I'll tell you, Prabhuji, today I forgot about Ekadashi. Though I remembered 2 days back, but today I forgot about Ekadashi. So I was feeling guilty why it happened, like this. So just example I'm saying. Is it something like I should consider this as a big aparad, or ultimately the mind is sometimes is not listening to us, or it does not keep all the good things, right? It is made up of material things. So how you can explain us, or keep us keep you at least motivated in this type of situations, Prabhuji?
Generally, Krishna loves to play hide and seek. So one day you will have taste, then many days you will not have taste. You will not feel enthusiastic. Krishna wants to see whether your bhakti is dependent on feeling good, or whether your bhakti is dependent on commitment. So just like my mother, I remember we were 3 children. My parents had 3 children. I was the oldest. So my mother would cook every day for 4 of us, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Not every day she was happy doing it. My father would go to work every day. Not every day he was excited to go to work. So sometimes they were happy, sometimes they were not happy, but they performed their duties very well. Overall, they were happy in their household life. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, sometimes we will be excited to chant, sometimes we will not be excited to chant. But can we keep doing bhakti? Can we keep chanting and hearing even when we don't feel inspired? Then Krishna takes us seriously. Right now, Krishna is not taking us so seriously because we are chanting because we feel good. Our bhakti is conditional bhakti. We chant Hare Krishna because I like it. Can I chant Hare Krishna even when I don't like it? Then Krishna becomes serious. Oh, this person is very, very, very sincere. He is not feeling inspired, still he is chanting. Right now, our bhakti is emotional bhakti. I chant Hare Krishna and be happy. I want to chant Hare Krishna because I will be happy. That is emotional bhakti. Krishna wants us to move from emotional bhakti to existential bhakti, which is where Krishna wants us to chant Hare Krishna, not he wants us to remember different mantra. Right now we are following chant Hare Krishna and be happy. That is emotional bhakti. But Krishna wants us to practice existential bhakti, where the sutra is chant Hare Krishna and make Krishna happy. I will chant Hare Krishna even if I am not happy, because I want to make Krishna happy. So yes, sometimes you will feel not inspired. That's okay. But if you remember Krishna, if you remember your purpose, then you can chant.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think Janvi Mataji has a question.
Yes,
Mataji, please.
yes, please.
Sorry, Prabhu. Am I next, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
One moment. It's having a. Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. My for some reason my control on my computer takes a long time. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I offer my obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. I have a question, and then you already answered it, and I'm like, oh no, I have to come up with another question. Prabhu, there was a bit of a. I have a couple of questions. Somebody, because there was a confusion about the two Vaishnav calendar, a lot of they thought it was this Thursday and then this Friday, and then someone asked the chat GPT about the pure Ekadashi and then the not pure Ekadashi. So for United States, was there a situation that sometimes how do you calculate it? Because the last Ekadashi we counted after the day of the after the day, right? After the full moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So today, Friday, is the 11th day. Is that how we figure out as a rule of thumb? My first question.
I don't know. I generally call it when I'm traveling and I'm not sure about Ekadashi. I call one of my friends and ask him, should I follow Ekadashi today or tomorrow, or what is it? So he tells me today is Ekadashi, or he says tomorrow is Ekadashi. I say thank you, and I follow.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know the answer to your question. You can ask someone who is expert in Ekadashi.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
also have an app. I also have an app which gives me the date and time of Ekadashi. I can tell you what is that app called. It is called
The Vaishnav app.
yeah, I think sorry, I forget. I have not used it for a long time, but I have a
There is
Vaishnav calendar
Ekadashi
app.
reminder.
Yeah, I have a Vaishnav calendar app which is very good, which tells me every Ekadashi, all the details of that Ekadashi, glories of that Ekadashi, and every important day in our calendar. It tells me. I don't access that app. That's another story. But yeah, there are people who will answer your questions. I'm not the one.
Oh no, it's okay, Prabhu, because it was really I couldn't believe that it was happening because there were two Vaishnav calendar. One says Friday, and then one said specifically Thursday for Atlanta. So we were both living in a reality that I couldn't believe that this is happening, that even the app, even Jigpa Chang was saying that Ram Ekadashi for Atlanta was yesterday. And anyway, so moving on from that, that's okay. I fasted today because I decided to eat last Thursday. I mean, yesterday. Prabhu, since you already answered some of my other questions as you were talking, and thank you so much, very practical, very concise, and very organized presentation. I was wondering if you could really elaborate more on the position of Lord Shiva, aside from what the canto was capturing, because it's a huge topic and it's a huge thing for neophytes like myself, that for some reason attracting other non-devotees that have gone through the similar journey that I have. I feel like Lord Krishna is playing with me because 3 or 4 times now he sent me kind of the same people with a similar journey as I have, attracted to the impersonal. And so I feel like he's playing a joke with me. See, Jennifer Devidasi, this is what you look like a year ago, 3 years or 4 years ago. Now, how do you overcome this? And I feel like slightly equipped. Like I don't want to overwhelm them with the Shiva philosophy. I don't want to say, oh, and Shiva Tattva. How do you navigate that to express Lord Shiva's love for Lord Krishna in both in a practical manner and also in a philosophical manner, like for the neophyte? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
See, we are part of the Sanatan Dharma, the Vedic culture. And in our culture, all the Devtas, they all have a position. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when I interact with people who are attached to Lord Shiva, I never speak about how Krishna is superior to them. I tell them about how Lord Shiva has his role. Of course, I explain the verse from the Brahma Samhita, which Srila Prabhupada would often quote, Kshiram yata dadi vikara vishesha shobha. There is a verse which explains how just like the milk gets transformed into curd. Similarly, it is Krishna only who is Shiva. But Krishna is the source. And Shiva is not different from Krishna, but he is taking care of the tamo aspects, and he is expansion of is a different tattva. But I generally present Krishna as the source, but I don't emphasize on it so much. I present the glories of Lord Shiva, and I explain how Lord Shiva is in charge of the mind, the Rudra principle. There is one very, very famous devotee of Krishna in our Madhva. We are Madhva Gaudiya Parampara tradition, but in the Madhva Sampradaya, there is one sannyasi who has been a devotee of Krishna since his childhood. Now he's been a sannyasi for more than 50 years. I'll just tell you briefly schedule. He gets up at 3 in the morning and he takes his first drop of water at 12 in the afternoon. And he's always chanting, doing deity worship. He loves Krishna, and on his mouth he's always chanting Krishna, Narayana, Narayana. If he's conversing with you, he'll say, Hare Krishna Mataji, Narayana, Narayana. How is your health today? Narayana, Narayana. So, just like some people use swear words so spontaneously, he just can't stop his tongue from chanting Krishna's names. Even in ordinary conversations, he keeps saying Krishna, Krishna unlimitedly, Narayana, Narayana. So he's a pakka Krishna devotee, fully absorbed. And when I took a very senior devotee from our community to meet him, and this devotee out of humility said, "Oh Maharaji, Swamiji, I'm troubled with my mind troubles me, I'm not able to chant attentively." Now this sannyasi did not know that this Prabhuji is talking out of humility. This Prabhuji is chanting all the time, but he said, my mind is troubling me. So very genuinely, this sannyasi is telling him. Now remember, this sannyasi is one who is always chanting Krishna's names. This sannyasi tells my friend that, oh, your mind is troubling you. So do you chant your 16 rounds? So my friend said, yes, Maharaj. Then I said, oh, Maharaji, he chants more than 16. He chants 32, 64. So then that sannyasi said, that's all okay. So after your rounds, please chant one round of Om Namah Shivaya. So, so this devotee was shocked. He said, why? But I'm chanting Hare Krishna, that's enough. So he said, no. Lord Shiva is the Rudra principle. He is the Lord of the mind. So if your mind is troubling you, you please chant Lord Shiva's name. So then he said, no, but you are chanting Krishna's name. So he said, yeah, because my mind is not troubling me. I'm happy chanting Krishna's name. But because you said your mind is troubling you, you chant Shiva's name. So then this devotee said, no, but Krishna's name includes everything. So he said, yes, but we are in the state of Karnataka in India. Or if we go to the Prime Minister of India with our problems, he will send us to the Home Minister who is in charge of the state. Similarly, if you go to Krishna with the mind problem, Krishna will say, go to Lord Shiva. He is the Rudra principle. He is in charge of the mind. So I don't want to trouble my Krishna. So he said, I can't go with our state's problems. I cannot take it to the Prime Minister. I have to take it to the Home Minister. Similarly, I cannot go with my mind problem to Krishna. I go to Lord Shiva. So this is a story I tell people who are Shiva's devotees, just to give them confidence that we respect Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva has a position, and Vaishnavana Meta Shambhu. And I also tell them my own story. Like right now, I have a meeting now to attend in across our temple, which is Lord Shiva's temple. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada would give Bhagavatam classes there in that Lord Shiva temple. So I am going there to take darshan of Lord Shiva. So I tell my own story, and that assures the person. So I feel we should be more inclusive in our preaching and make people who are devotees of Lord Shiva, Durga, make them comfortable that we are a family. We are one family, just like, in a traditional Indian family, when a girl gets married and she enters a new family, this is a big joint family. She can't say, I love my husband and my husband is the only person I'm going to serve. I don't care about anyone else. She doesn't say that. She serves everyone in the house, our brother-in-laws, father-in-law, mother-in-laws, aunts, cousins. There are many relatives. But that doesn't mean she also doesn't go to the other extreme. Oh, this is a joint family. Everybody is my family. Let me neglect my husband. Let me only be with other people. No. Our love is our husband. Our intimacy is with our husband. Our attachment is with our husband. But that doesn't mean she's disrespectful or she neglects other members of the family. Similarly, we are like that young girl who is married to the Vedic Sanatan Dharma, and Krishna consciousness is part of the same culture. So here, our husband is Lord Krishna. Our Pati, our Pati, our Rati is all Krishna. We are completely attached to Krishna. But all these devatas are part of the same family. So we respect them. We love them. So I say, I respect Lord Shiva very much, but my heart belongs to Krishna. That doesn't mean I disrespect Lord Shiva.
That's true.
And I tell them, now I'm going to go to Babulnath temple. One very ISKCON, I know few sannyasis, very senior ISKCON sannyasis. They are from Indian body, born and brought up in Indian traditional cultural, village. And they are Pakka Hare Krishna devotees. They quote Prabhupada, they chant everything. But when they come to our temple for Bhagavatam class, these sannyasis, they have their own disciples also. I've seen them. They go to Babulnath temple after the morning program. They offer respect to Lord Shiva and come back. So that's beautiful. So we respect. the devtas. So this is the way I would present to somebody who is very new.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, Prabhu, yes, actually, I know I asked a question for a particular outside situation of myself, and then in a way, you kind of hit my heart too, because I love the practicality of your position, because sometimes when you cross over to bhakti from being a Shiva devotee before, there's that feeling of guilt where you're like, I know I see philosophically now that Lord Krishna is everything, and even the journey of Shiva is crossing over to bhakti. But then there's that feeling in the body where you're like, oh, but it's Monday today, I gotta, and so these are the things. And then you saying that other senior devotee also pay obeisances to Mahadev when someone is taken over by the mind. I really do like that, because I do suffer from that, because what if I'm chanting and I'm like, oh God, Krishna, this chanting is really bonkers. Like, you feel so guilty, but then if you have a solution, okay, Mahadev, you have to help me here, it just makes life easier. Like, you have the
Yeah, Mahadev, please. Sorry to interrupt you, Mataji. Mahadev, please help me so that I can serve Krishna better.
Yes. Prabhu, thank you so much for your association. It's my great fortune today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. I'll take one last question, Sudhakar Prabhu, then I have to leave.
Yeah, okay. Srinivas Das Prabhuji, yes, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble
Dandavat
obeisances, Prabhuji. Yeah, wonderful class, Prabhuji, as usual. So beautiful examples of Gulab Jamun. So my question is related to that, realizing the absolute truth, Prabhuji. So how a devotee will realize the absolute truth? What is the order? Will it first? Will the devotee experience first impersonal Brahman and then Paramatma and then Bhagwan feature, or how it in chronological order the devotee will experience the Bhagwan feature? How Prabhuji? So please enlighten me. Thank you.
You are trying to use your material mind, intelligence, and ego to understand your relationship with Krishna, which is completely spiritual.
Yeah.
It can be either way. It can be Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan, or it can be Bhagwan, Paramatma, Brahman also. What is the problem? But ideally, if you are chanting Hare Krishna, if you are offering your emotions to Krishna, if you are offering your emotions to Krishna, if you are offering your heart to Krishna, then you'll be able to appreciate and respect and see Krishna everywhere.
Yes.
And
yes,
this is by definition ineffable. Ineffable means something that cannot be explained in words. How can we explain our relationship with Krishna? See, beyond a certain point, we cannot explain in words.
Right.
Is that okay? Thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudhakar Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, very wonderful class and also clarifying many doubts. Maybe I will request all the devotees to pay obeisances to Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Very wonderful.
Vancha.
Thank you so much.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Kripa
sindhubhyeva
sindhubhya cha
Patitanam
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Pavanebhyo
namo
namo namah.
I want
Srimad Bhagavatam.
to sincerely thank all of you and reiterate what I said in the beginning. It is the greatest service to Srila Prabhupada to come together every day morning and hear Bhagavatam. Please, please, please know that I'm deeply grateful to you. And I'm so grateful and so happy to see this culture, because Bhagavatam will solve our problems not as a magic pill, but as a culture. Daily consistent hearing is what solves our problems and helps us come closer to Krishna. I deeply express my gratitude, really. Also, next time if I come to meet all of you, I'll be grateful if more people can switch on their videos, because our movement is very personal. I feel very connected when I see videos on, and so I'll be grateful next time when I come. Please, most of you, if you can do that, that will be nice. Thank you once again, Shamagori Mataji, for inviting me. Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Haridas ki jai.
Sham.
Hare
Radhe.
Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you.